Hey guys, it's Ron Williams. Welcome back to the Ron Williams YouTube channel. Natural Mr. World, Natural Mr. Universe, Natural Mr. Olympia, inducted also into the Natural Bodybuilders Hall of Fame, also crowned Natural Bodybuilder of the Decade. I was asked a question: what is the worst advice you've ever been given? And I thought about that when it comes to competing and being in the sport of bodybuilding. What was the worst advice I was ever given? I remember this older bodybuilder who was very, very prominent at the time in the 80s. He said to me, "You ought to take steroids for 5 years and you could win from Mr. Olympia with the genetics that you have." And I asked him, I said, "Are you taking steroids?" He said, "This is not about me. This is about you. Take steroids for 5 years, win the Olympia, and then get out." And I thought, take steroids? Why would I ever take steroids? At that time, I didn't realize that that I was limited to how big I could really get until I started seeing the 300-pound bodybuilders that were ripped to shreds at 300 pounds. And so I didn't really understand what he was trying to tell me. Was he telling me that I'm not good? Was he telling me that I didn't have the potential to compete and stay natural? You know, what are you really saying to me? And so I asked him again. I said, "Are you taking steroids?" Because he was huge. Back in those days, you had the bodybuilders like Berto Fox. If you've never heard of Berto Fox, look him up. He's about my height and 3 times my size. Legs were about this big, just huge all over. And finally, you know, we found out through him admitting himself that he was taking steroids. And, you know, it was kind of disappointing because I found out that all of the top name bodybuilders at that time, you know, back in the days of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Berto Fox, and Sergio Olivier, some of those really, really big names, Lou Ferrigno, you know, they were taking the steroids. And most of the guys are extremely, extremely honest. And they'll tell you, we didn't take steroids year round. We cycled, and we would take them for maybe 3 or 4 months coming up to the competition. But nowadays, they cycle year round, and it's really a dangerous thing. So the worst advice I ever received from a bodybuilder that I could have possibly looked up to was to take steroids. But even at a young age, I pretty much had my mind made up that I'm never going to take steroids. I'm going to be natural, and I'm going to beat the guys that are taking steroids. Well, for many years I did that. I competed against guys who took steroids and beat them. And then they started taking gorilla hormone. They started taking a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. And I stopped competing against the guys in the IFBB. I was competing in the AAU, which was natural. I was competing in NAMBA, which is natural. And I would just kind of cross over. Whenever a competition would come up, I would kind of set my training schedule and my competing schedule around that. I would compete 13 times in a year, almost every month. I just enjoyed it so much, and I stayed lean year round. And I just worked out extremely hard and just went to a competition, you know, whenever it came up. So again, that was the worst advice that I had ever received when it came to competing. Hey guys, listen, I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed producing it for you. I hope it was informative. And if you have any questions, make sure you send those questions in, and hopefully they'll be funneled to me and I can answer some of those questions for you. If you enjoyed this video, I want you to subscribe, let your friends know, let your family know, and let's grow this YouTube channel. God bless you until next time.